Let's face it, we all dread behavioral interview questions. They tend to put you on the spot and they can be very difficult to answer. However, interviewers love to ask them. That's why in today's video, you'll learn 2 simple strategies that will help you answer almost any behavioral interview question. And if you stay until the end, I have an exact response that you can use and tailor for your next job interview. Hey there, if we've never met before, I'm Heather Austin from ProfessorAustin.com and the Career Club on Facebook. And on this channel, I provide simple solutions to help you build a business or launch a career you love. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification down below so you don't miss a thing. Before we jump into the 2 simple strategies to help you answer almost any behavioral interview question, remember that interviewers ask this question because they want to evaluate your past problem-solving experience so that they can see how you might perform or how you might solve problems in the future. The good thing about these questions, though, is that they make your interview more of a conversation. So rather than answering yes or no to an interview question, you have the opportunity to provide more detailed responses. You'll know you're being asked a behavioral interview question when the question starts with something like, tell me a time when, or give me an example of, or describe a situation where. So let's look at how to answer a behavioral interview question. Tip number 1 is to tell a compelling story. The key to answering this type of question well is to paint a picture of a past problem you solved and the results you achieved. To do this properly, you need to tell an engaging story that captivates your audience or the interviewer. This will help validate your competencies and make you more likable. So think back to specific situations that showcase your greatest accomplishments and demonstrate some of the biggest problems that you've solved. These problems should be situations that resulted in some type of promotion, or maybe you secured a large contract, or maybe you resolved a problem that could have been detrimental to your company. Either way, you want to tell a really good story about how you solved a problem in the past. With your stories in mind, you are now ready to move on to step 2, which is to structure your story using the STAR method. We know that all good stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. The STAR approach is a very common interview technique that will help you organize your story in a very meaningful way. Now, comment down below with the word STAR if you've ever heard of this technique before, or if you've ever used it in an interview. So the S stands for situation and the T stands for task. This makes up the beginning of your story. This is where you want to set the scene for the problem that you solved. You want to describe the event or the challenge you faced by giving as much context and background as you can, but don't go too overboard with the details. The key to doing well with this approach is to get specific with your examples. You don't want to provide a general overview or a general story. The A stands for action. This is going to be the middle of your story. You want to talk about the action steps that you took to solve the problem. Make sure you're using words like I or me, and stay away from words like we or are. The hiring manager and the interviewer, they want to know what you did to solve the problem, not what your team did. And R stands for results. This is the end of your story. This is where you want to talk about the results you achieved from solving the problem. Make sure you get as quantifiable as possible, and don't be afraid to share something that you learned from the process. So let's go ahead and look at an example of how you can put the STAR method to work for you. Now, the example I'm going to share is going to be something based on a question like, tell me about a time that you handled a difficult situation. While working as an advertising manager, I was tasked with developing an advertising campaign for one of our large clients. The campaign targeted an event that would host important business and community leaders. We had a very strict timeline and a limited budget, so I got to work straight away. Well, halfway into the project, the department director informed me that he miscalculated the project deadline. Unfortunately, we needed to complete the project 30% faster than planned. Given our existing processes and systems, I didn't believe we could get the project done in time while meeting all of the client's expectations. Well, rather than risk losing this client, I saw this as a good opportunity to implement a new strategy I had been thinking about that would streamline our advertising campaign process. I was thrilled with the result. Because of the new systems I put in place, we got the project done on time and under budget. I was then later recognized at our annual banquet dinner for my hard work and dedication to this account. Wow, that was a mouthful, but as you can see, the STAR method was used to tell a compelling story that shows how the candidate solved a problem and the results the candidate received from solving that particular problem. So I have a question for you. What are some of the stumbling blocks you've had to overcome when it comes to the interview process? Feel free to comment and connect with others below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button below and be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this. And I'll see you guys next time.